Hi, I'm Shauna from Infinity Readings. This is going to be the Aquarius female reading for the Valentines season of 2019. Okay, so I have two pyramids here I work from. One is a general overall energy pyramid, and one gets into the sex, love, and romance side of things. So if you're having any blocks, hopefully we will alleviate some of that or illuminate something here that needs to be removed or included, whatever. I also have a feminine overall general energy card and a power of surrender card that I use to kind of emphasize the blocks, right? So if we're unaware of a block, it usually will give us a clear direction as to where this sits, okay? So I'll start off with the first card in the general pyramid here, and it is Valentine's month, and we're talking about lovers. So that is the first card for the Aquarius female. The Lovers card, so this is the general energy. This is on all zones where we're dealing. Our life is really a black cloud of love. It's just perforating everything is the sense I get here, okay? It's all about the love, okay? So the next card I get is Justice, 11. So Justice, and I feel like very much taking into account what is balanced for me, what does a balanced relationship look like, what do I feel like if I'm balanced, am I balanced, this kind of thing. They're really taking into account things within their own life and how it sits within a relationship. I feel like the Justice is within a relationship. We also have legalities going on, but more so to a degree, I feel like this is a balancing out of their life, their energy within themselves, and their energy within a partnership. The next card I get on the other side, interesting, Lovers, Ace of Cups, Justice. So that's the trine that sits at the helm of this whole thing. Very powerful energy here. So this woman is really trying to balance herself so she can enter a love life properly, really, is the sense I get. Yeah. So Ace of Cups, yeah, is about all the emotions that she's wanting to take outward. I feel like she's got to balance those energies within her own self first. And that Justice is there to make sure that that happens. That energy is very tightly knit with her, trying to make her successful in kind of the self-worth, self-love area. Okay? Now, second line here, we get the Two of Pentacles. So that's about balancing again. We get the Two of Pentacles on the Justice card. Balancing. Everything's got to be balanced here, or there's going to be chaos. Okay? So that's what they're telling me, word for word. Then, past the Two of Pentacles here, working on the balancing. So we have the Justice, Two of Pentacles, the Three of Wands. So really trying to look to the future. We're waiting for things to happen. I feel like a sense, because the Three of Wands is really waiting for your ships to come in. So we're looking to the future to bring us opportunities for change for this, to balance things out, to work within what we need to adjust, making adjustments, that kind of thing. Then on the Ace of Cups over here, we have the High Priestess. Now, so that's that intuition forward, and there it's interesting because she's looking out to the future with the Three of Wands, and the High Priestess is coming back, looking that energy, bringing it back to her. So that's that instinct, knowledge, wisdom that she's going to impart. She has a lot of that within her. But I feel instinctively the universe coming at her, shoving this energy. We gotta balance our heart out, and nobody takes more than they deserve from you. is what I'm getting. So, yeah. And she's looking for opportunities in the future where she can test this out. We're going to balance it. Okay. She's using her instinct. Okay. But now the opportunities are going to come forth to spring that, to activate that. Okay. Hope you're still with me here. So on the Two of Pentacles, we get the Five of Pentacles. So if we're talking about loving situations here, we have a feeling of being left out, okay? So if we are in a relationship, we feel like we're not in one. And if we're not in one, we're feeling like it's really hitting us, okay, on all levels, that we don't feel wanted, we don't feel. So it's hitting home on quite a few levels, okay? The next card, Two of Swords. Yeah, the Two of Swords is about indecision. They're going truce. We may have had a relationship here where we called a truce. It just kind of, we didn't feel like we were highly prized in this relationship, meaning we didn't feel of any worth. So I get a sense here that we just kind of, yeah, that's it, time out. Not wanting to have to do with anything. Like, I don't want anything to do with this. That's kind of the sense I get here with the Two of Swords. That's the energy that's coming across. I don't want nothing to do with this. In a sense, before this came down to a head here of feeling left out, and therefore kind of called a truce, and now we're waiting for things to come at us from the future, I feel. Now, because we have the Seven of Pentacles here, and that's about, you know, we put a lot of work into something and we're waiting for it to bear fruit and it's not quite ready yet. So that may be a new partner coming in, because I feel if we're single, we've been single for quite a while, and if we're in a partnered relationship, we may be in a point here where we're taking a break or yeah, whatnot. So there's a sense of waiting here, no less. And if we're single and we've been single for a while, there's a sense of waiting. It's just part of the plan. Now, the Seven of Pentacles, we end up on the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups is interesting. Sadness on one side, but attainment of all that you want on an emotional level on the other. So I feel like the High Priestess, it's interesting because we got the Ten of Cups, the High Priestess, the Ace of Cups, and the Lovers. That's the whole one side. That's really, in a perfect world, if you could see the laneway, where would it go? This is where it would go. And then on the other side, we have the Lovers, the Justice, the Two of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. So there's a sense here of injustice that has kind of broke things apart, okay? And why is it unjustified? Because there was not a love. There's something to do with the love that was given was not either on equal terms or balanced or something to that degree. Okay. Now, the Ten of Cups, I want to go back here because it's in trine with the High Priestess and the Seven of Pentacles. And the High Priestess, that's the intuition, and the Seven of Pentacles are both waiting and looking in the same direction. They're looking to the past, unfortunately. I think they're looking at the past because we need to look at why we were heartbroken. We need to understand why this happened and assess that forward so that we can attain love on the other end here. So we're going to go into the love and sex side of things. The first card we get on the romantical side here is the Seven of Coins. And the Seven of Coins is about a secret rendezvous. If you're single, then you're running away to a relationship really before you're emotionally ready, is the sense I get. And then on the sex side here, we have the Five of Pentacles, which is whining, dining, romancing kind of thing. So it's kind of a dreaminess to it. But nonetheless, in reality, that we are being flirted with, romanced, okay? So that's the scenario. Now, if you're with a partner, the Seven of Coins means that you're running off in a direction and you may be flirted with to a high degree, to the point where we're kind of under the spell here. So we may go off in a direction here from a partner where we're hitting first base, but I don't see it being anything more than that. Okay. Now, the next card, the Five of Cups, and that would symbolize, you know, squabbles, quarrels, conflict within the relationship. I feel somehow it may be that this this partnership that you're in is wide open, so we tell the partner about what happened, that we had some intimacies outward with someone, and it creates huge conflict and uproar. So then there's tempering that needs to be done here. Like the sense to me is it's getting an ultimatum, like you stop this or I'm going to stop it for you type thing. So it a need to temper those energies is what I feel coming forth. Now, the next card I get is the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is the Mirror card, and that talks about someone who may be a soul partner from either past lives or lessons learned, high frequency vibration anyway, and we're both on the same level. So someone you're very attracted to. Now that could be the person you went to, or it could be the person you are with. Nonetheless, the sex card on top of that is the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel like it could be either, because they're splitting the energies here. So we could have some people in a partnership here that they have a high attraction to someone and they're flirting on that line, and now they're going with the Eight of Pentacles and they're going to refuse. They're going to shut the valve off because they know they shouldn't go there. They got to be loyal to someone, right? And then yeah, the other side of it is that we are with someone that we're highly attracted to, and we're putting an end to the romantical side nonetheless. Okay, so it's either we're highly magnetized to someone that we're in a partnership, or we get pulled outside of that by someone in that way. Okay, next card. 10, the Wheel. So in a romantical way, there's a wheel that has come here, and I feel like it's almost like there's a fateful like not decision, but the fact that this happened, I feel is fateful for this couple. Whether you're singled or coupled, this whole scenario is there laid out for you to teach you a lesson or learn a lesson or reveal something about your own partnership. Okay, but it is not only one person learns. It's every aspect of the scenario will have a lesson that they receive from this. But 10, the Wheel is really about changes in relationships. So we may have a situation where this changes the relationship. Now, the interesting thing is we have one area here that's refusing sex, and then on the Wheel of Fortune, we have the 10 of Wands, which is the getting busy with it card. And this is the 10 of Wands is kind of like the sexual burden card. It's like I can no longer carry this weight of feeling attracted to you and not indulge in it. So we're going to go out in the back bush there and take care of business. So this is what's going on here with the 10 of Wands. So it's the quickie card, and not only that, but I feel overwhelmingly attracted and I'm going to get taken care of card. So this is fated to happen, this little mishap. Okay, so whether that's in the area of an affair, okay, eventually, but I feel like it's interesting because I feel like there's a situation that comes here. It's like, well, the partner knows or finds out, or somebody tells something, it gets revealed to the partner, and it comes to the surface, talked about, and it's laid down the law type thing. But yet there's an indulging here, no less. Okay, I'm going to carry on. Now the next card I get is the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles is about having an onlooker, someone who is admiring someone from afar. That's interesting. because we have no sex and sex. So is that what they're talking about here? We have someone from afar that is very dreamy and romantical toward us, but we're not connecting with them. And then we have the Tower on top of that, which symbolizes a jealousy because one partner is with someone else. So what is going on here? It could be a scenario here too, where we have a partner, we step out on them and we cross a boundary of flirting. Then we get a good talking to, and maybe don't have any sex with our partner, and we go out and then we totally indulge with this other partner. But that's fated to happen. And then there's this dude off the center on looking, and he's jealous as well of the whole thing. So as I move forward, yeah, because on the Four of Pentacles is the 16, the Tower, where there's a high jealousy towards this woman being in a relationship with someone. Again, that could be your partner, or it could be someone else, but it's on top of someone being way out of bounds here. So it's not making sense. Too many players here. Now, next card we get on the romance side is the Two of Canes, and that's about a friendship, very closely tied, closely knit friendship. Someone that we tell all our secrets to, that knows us the most, and it's like we got a soft place in our heart for them. He's putting a boutonniere there on him. It's almost like he's going off to get married or something, right? So there's a sense here of loyalty and trust between these two friends, and I feel like these could be friends. Well, technically they could be anything, but for the most part, I assigned it as friends. Now, on top of that, on the sexual side, we get the Hermit. The Hermit on the sex side is about removing ourselves physically. We remove ourselves physically. There's indulging and removing. So what is going on here? It's all over the place. I really can't nail it down. Having a hard time nailing it down. There's a third party here that is just looking over everything and being jealous and feeling a lot of fiery feelings, but I don't feel it's connected. I feel it's just an onlooker or a friend of a friend that's jealous of things this woman may be going through. Then I get a sense that there's one or two other partners here. There's one partner that feels like a partner, but we may be taking a break from that on some level. And then during this time, we engage in another situation. And this is where the conspiracy lies here. Is this stepping out, or were we on a break, right? That kind of thing. So this is kind of the scenario I'm getting, because there's one person here, he shouldn't even be here. He's just, I don't know why they're throwing him at me, because he came in the last reading as well. He's no business being here. But for some reason, maybe down the road, we'll figure out where he comes in. Maybe he's going to make an appearance and make himself known. But for now, he's just someone that's shooting daggers of jealousy in the air and nothing's hitting, okay? And then we have this grounded affair. And then it's almost like we have a past person. So someone that's in transition. I feel like the Aquarius female may be in transition, and this is what's going on here. Or at least to say there's been a truce or a pause in a relationship, and then a new relationship comes in, and then somebody else, an onlooker, is attached to that as well. Pooh, that's the only way I can make sense of it here. Yeah. And for some reason, the Hermit comes in the end here, February, March, April, and pulls everything away. And I feel like that is her energy. She's going, you know what? I'm not touching none of this. I'm not touching or dealing with none of this. Because I feel like, yeah. I feel, first of all, this dude that's on the sidelines, he has no right to be jealous. Second of all, I feel like there's a right for this man to come forth and say his piece to this woman. He's got some things, judgments he wants to say. One, I get a sense that there is a distance between a couple. So if there's a couple, it may be a long distance love. It may be someone that they took a break, or someone, you know, there's a rough patch, okay? So there's something disconnecting going on there. But the male has dominated and claimed the female. I'm sorry to say it this way, but to a degree where she can't go off. He feels she can't go off. So what happened here, she went off, and now he has put his foot down and said, look, hey, I'm still here. I'm in the background, but I don't appreciate you going off. So then she has to reassess things at that time. This is the scenario I'm getting. And then she decides to cool it, okay? But the wheel comes in here and takes over in the passion mode and the sex side, and there's things here that she can't refuse. So then it ends up going in that direction, okay? And then she has to deal with the aftermath there. And from the sounds of it here, like I said, this dude that's on the sidelines, I don't know why he's here, but this guy that comes in, there's something about a friendship here, and removing ourselves from it. Removing ourselves. So we indulge, we kind of get a little bit of a taste of the icing, and then we want to go for some cake, and we get some cake, and then it's like, whoa, I got a tummy ache, I gotta get out of here. So, this is what's going on. We end the reading with the hermit, and he's backing himself out. I need some milk, I gotta get over this. And then we just, that's it. Where's the steak? I gotta get something else going on here. So that's what's going on, okay? So I'm gonna rehash this in a different way, but love is the center of all here. This woman is working on her self-worth and justice, trying to keep things balanced. So if we've got relationships on left and right field here, it's no wonder we got balance cards going off here. No matter, okay? And waiting for ships to come in. So there's things coming at her. She's got to use her instinct highly. 5 of Pentacles, feeling left out. There's a truce going on here, because the word they gave me was truce with this 2 of Swords. That's a truce. So there's a relationship here in limbo, okay? Legally, what does that mean, right? Well, apparently, energetically, we're talking about a rendezvous behind the back of something that could possibly be affected, which is what is happening. And then the 7 of Pentacles about waiting, and the 10 of Cups. So I feel like no matter through this process, I feel like we have discovered a mirror here. So that is an energetic that is something that you really cannot resist. And not only that, that is one of the more highly magnetized unions you can have, right? So I feel like that has to do with fate and her path forward. So I feel like no matter what come across this woman's path, yeah, no matter who's standing beside her, she can't resist it. Why? Because it's written. 2, and it's fated, and 3, it could be a past life thing, right? So we feel the gravity pulling us toward that, and we just go there, and we get into trouble. So it's one of those things I think they're going to get swept up in, but I feel like the ending energy here, it ends on the fact that this woman takes herself away from everything and kind of sits in judgment of herself, you know, looking it over and figuring out what the hell to do. So I didn't review the cards in the beginning here. I didn't go over the feminine card or the block card, so I'm going to do that now. So the feminine card for the Aquarius female is authenticity, and I feel like that is where she sits. She wants to come forward in authenticity, and she prizes that in others as well. So I feel like that is what is driving her from her inner core, is I got to be authentic here. No matter what direction I go, and no matter what, I have to have an authentic love. Someone who I love authentically and loves me back in the same way. So I feel like that's really what they're trying to get across here, is this woman is really trying to be authentic in all levels, right? And going outward in that same way. Now, the block card we got for her was to surrender to defensiveness. So defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear non-defensive response. So, yeah. Well, in a situation like this, there's going to be a lot of kind of attack going on, no matter what area, okay? Yeah, if we got a stepping out situation and a confronting of that, and I feel like all of this gets pulled right out in front of her. I don't feel like she can really keep it on the down low. It's all exposed. So there's a dealing and a hashing no matter from what she's coming from to what she's going to, or I feel actually what she's going to is kind of the one that's not really informed. But nonetheless, the taking a time out at the end as well to look things over. So yeah, it's very complicated energies. Aquarian female, a lot going on here. And I feel like there's a lot going on internally, a lot going on externally. It's just a lot, right? And so I think she's going to need time to process after this is done, because I feel like with this wheel and the 10 of Wands, I feel like these two get in a physical union and it's something they just could not have resisted if they tried. They can't because it's written. So they could not have resisted. So it's one of those things. And, you know, people can beat themselves up about it, but it's like, well, it is what it is. So now what are you going to do with that? And I feel like she's going to have to reassess herself and her situation forward to understand, well, am I going to go this way or that way? And that's really what it is. How am I going to deal with this after the deed is done? So, man, that's heavy. Okay, so that's the Aquarian reading for the February Valentine's season. Hopefully that helped you in some way. Cross watchers are going to be fired up here, or at least on red alert. But again, I don't know. I don't think that this person can resist that. I'm just going to say that last time. So hopefully that helps you. Aquarius female Valentines. Good luck. Take care. Have fun and be kind.